Hi everybody, my name is Kelly. I'm a librarian with the San Mateo County Libraries, and today I have an activity for you all to try out at home. This is a summer STEM kit activity, and the name of this activity is called Shape Pizza. So we're going to be exploring shapes, we're going to be exploring addition, counting, and well, all things math pretty much with this activity. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera so you can see my view and we'll get started. All right, so I'm going to go over the supplies that you'll need for this activity. So to start, you're going to need definitely some scissors for doing some cutting. If you don't have scissors though, you could probably still get by, but I recommend some scissors. You'll also need something to write with or color with, write and color with actually. So I have here some markers. I have also some colored pencils. You might have crayons at home as well. So there's a lot of different options there. You'll also need some paper. Now, I have gathered a couple different types of paper here, but definitely you'll at least need one type of paper, which is whatever you have, right? But here I have some notebook paper. You can see it's got those holes in it. I'm going to use this for my demonstration, but if you have colored types of paper, I have, you can see here some yellow and blue. That's one way that you can make different types of colored toppings for your pizza, as we'll explore here in just a moment. So if you have colored paper, that's a good option too. And let's see, what else do you need? Ah, yes. You might need a slightly larger piece of paper. I'm going to show you right now. I'm using a paper bag. And I'm going to demonstrate the first step here, which is making the pizza. So I mentioned we'll be exploring math through this topic, but let's go ahead, and I'm using a paper bag from a grocery store. Pretty easy to get right now because they won't let you use your own bags. But I just cut this open and I'm gonna grab a marker here. So this is gonna be my pizza. So I want it to be a pretty good size. I think, you know, maybe even something about the size of one side of the bag. You can make different shaped pizza. In fact, I'm feeling fun today, so I'm gonna make a heart-shaped pizza. But you know, you could of course make a circle, a square. I'm gonna draw a big heart because to me the heart is love. The world needs a lot of love right now. All right, so I drew my heart-shaped pizza. Next step is I'm gonna cut that out. So I have some big scissors, but you can use smaller ones, whatever feels good to your hands. And I'm gonna cut around. Actually, I'll get that out of the way. This could be for my next pizza, which certainly you can make more than one. Whole pizza factory going on here. Heart-shaped pizza. And I'm cutting pretty fast. You can take your time though. No reason to rush. So now I have a delicious pizza heart waiting for me to create some toppings for it. So let's go over that bit. Now I mentioned we were that we're exploring shapes today. So the shapes that I'm going to share today are a circle, a square, a triangle, a hexagon, and a pentagon. And let me just open up one little bit of information so I have it. Perfect. There we go. So I'm going to put my pizza to the side for the moment. So the circle is a round shape, and a round shape where any point on the outside is the same distance from a point in the center. So that's our definition of a circle. Now there's a couple different ways that you can make the shapes for your pizza, but the one thing I want to point out now is that you want to make at least 10 of each shape, and I've already kind of prepared some of mine in advance, but I want to go through those as well. Now, if you don't have colored paper, if you have white paper, that's a really good option because as you can see, I did with my tomatoes here, I just colored them in. with a colored pencil, or you could do that with a marker crown. I do have some blue paper, so I've created some blue triangles, you know, but there's not a lot of blue foods. So for my pizza, these are going to be blue marshmallows. Marshmallow pizza. So let me go ahead and show you how I made my circles. Now it's pretty common shape, the circle. You'll find a lot of different types of circles in your environment, in your home probably even. I found this is a spool of thread, but there's lots of other examples such as a toilet paper tube. You could also use something like a cup. I keep lots of supplies in this cup. And for the circle, what I did, and you can see on my, they kind of look like pepperonis too. I used my circle object, my round object, to trace a circle. Just like that. And so that's a simple way that you can make a circle. I tried it with my paper towel tube, or rather toilet paper tube, and it came out a little wobbly. I think that's because the cardboard wants to bend. But as long as you know that's a circle, and quite honestly, it's pretty close to being a circle, you can definitely use that. And as I mentioned, you can then, once you've drawn a bunch of them, you can color them all in. You can take your time. You could even put like, I don't know, faces on them for that matter. So that was our circle. Now the next shape is a square. I'll get that out of the way. And I do have some squares that I made here. Now these are not exactly perfect squares because our definition of a square mentions that a shape with, it has 4 equal sides and it has 4 right angles. So I'm pretty close to having right angles in those corners there. But let me show you how you can make a square. And oh, I wanted to show as well. So I have some paper here. This is a great way to create sort of like a stencil that you can trace. So for my square, I'm just gonna, let's see. Since my sides have to be the same, I'm gonna use this triangle that I already cut. And I'm going to draw one side. I'm going to line up that same line again. So I have 2 sides using the same edge of the triangle I cut. That way I know the sides are the same length. And you can see that was one way that I was able to make a square. Now you might also find a square-shaped object in your home where you're living, so that works too. But now I'm going to show you this part so I can cut this out. Since this is a type of almost like a cardboard that comes from like a cereal box. That's a great type of material to use for your stencils. So now I have this nice square stencil pattern piece that I can use to make a bunch of squares. And I just trace it like that. And since the paper is thick, it makes it a little easier to work with. So I'm just tracing all of those. You could even write the shape name on there if you wanted to practice writing the word square. Why not? S-Q-U-A, square, R-E. Nice. So we have our square. The next shape is a hexagon. So a hexagon is a shape with 6 sides and 6 angles. And actually, when I was thinking of how to show you all how to make this, because it can kind of be tricky to draw your own shapes, but it's not impossible, and I know that you can do it too. So the way that I found for drawing a hexagon, so it has 6 sides, the way that I liked to do it, and I'll do it on this little scrap of, again, this is like sort of a cereal box type paper, and I'm going to use it so I can cut it out and use it as a stencil. So the way that I found to make a hexagon is to first draw a house, and actually the house could be just a simple square with a triangle roof, just like that. And then to make it a hexagon, you just have to add another triangle to the bottom of the house. It's almost like the house has a roof on top and a roof on the bottom. And now let me count. So I'm counting all these outer edges. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 sides, which meets my definition of a hexagon, a shape with 6 sides and 6 angles. I'm going to cut that out. And of course, you want to make sure that the size of the shapes you make will fit on your pizza. So you could make like a really, really, really big pizza, or you could, you know, I think these shapes in relation to the size of my heart that I made, I think these will fit in here pretty well. But you can experiment with that as well. So I've got my funky hexagon, and then again, I could come over to my white paper here and use my little stencil to draw more hexagons. Now, if you have a printer at home or happen to be receiving one of these STEM kits, it will come with a template that you can use to create these shapes, but I don't have the printer or the template, so I'm kind of showing you how to do this if you don't have any of the materials. So there's my hexagon. I'm going to even write down there, hexagon, H, hexagon, no, ends with an N. All right, next shape is a triangle. Very familiar triangle. We've already seen it once today. So I've got my blue triangle here. Triangle is a shape with 3 straight sides and 3 angles. Now I want to show you how I made all of these triangles, because I noticed that if I put 2 triangles together, that makes a square. So I was starting to make these triangles and I was like, how could I make all those triangles? And definitely you can draw them all out, use a stencil just like this. Or if you want to try it a different way, so I have some colorful paper here, and I'm going to just cut like a strip. I'm going to use my bigger scissors, it's a little easier for me. So I'm just going to cut a strip. And then I'm going to cut a square, just like that. And if I match it up, I can use that kind of as a guide to cut. If you need help with this, of course, you can ask a friend. It gets easier the more you try it. And definitely know that's the case. Well, I actually just made a bunch of squares, so you know you can make squares like that. But now if I cut, now I'm cutting from this corner all the way across there. You can draw it out if that helps you. I just cut that square in half, and now I have some more triangles. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can trace it like I did here. Or you can kind of do my sneaky trick of making some squares and cutting the squares in half, which I just demonstrated. So I've got like more ingredients. Yummy. I'm excited to make some of these pizzas. I believe we have one more shape, which is the pentagon. And a pentagon is a shape with 5 sides and 5 angles. And I think I can make a pentagon. Actually, just a minute ago, I drew a house. Kind of like something like that. But we just want the square. And then a triangle on top. So I'm kind of matching that up there. Now you don't have to trace it necessarily. You could just draw, you know, something that looks to you like a house. But let's go ahead and count those sides, make sure I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I'm going on the perimeter, the outside here. That's what I'm counting as the sides. So this is a pentagon. Now I should have drawn that. I want to make a stencil of that one too. So let me use my square again. Got my square. And then I just want to put a little triangle on top to make a pentagon. Now this isn't the only way that a pentagon can look. The angles, so that's the corners, how much those open and close, that can also change in a pentagon. Let me go ahead and cut that out. My pentagon house It's so nice. And then I could use that, which I already did, kind of tracing it on there. And then of course you could color in all of those and cut them out. And it's a great way to make lots of the shapes that you are making for your pizza. All right, so now it's time to make some pizza. So you can make all of these shapes. You can make some of the shapes. It's entirely up to you. But as I mentioned at the beginning, it's a good idea to have at least 10 of each type of shape that you make. So we're going to be focusing mostly on the number 10 today and numbers less than 10 as we go and make some pizzas and kind of do some math here. All right, so I've got my pizza, my heart, yummy, yummy. And this is the great time. So now you have your ingredients ready. Now it's time to pretend, to imagine that we are at the pizza shop. And I don't know about you, I actually worked at a pizza shop when I was a little bit younger. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed working there. But when people order pizzas, you know, this is a moment where you can use your sense of play. You know, somebody can call in, ring, ring. Oh, I think I'm getting a phone call about some pizza. Hi, welcome to Kelly's Pizza Shop. Can I take your order? Oh, you would like pizza with 4 tomatoes. Ooh, let me write that down real quick. Okay, so our first order is coming in. So I have my circles. These are my tomatoes. So I've got 4 tomatoes. I'm just going to write the number 4. And I'm going to go ahead and put those on my pizza. 1, 2, 3, 4. And since I have circles, I'm going to also draw on my paper here. 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. All right, let me see what else they wanted on their pizza. Hello, are you still there? Okay, so I put 4 tomatoes on your pizza. What else? What other ingredients would you like on your pizza? This is my imaginary phone, by the way, my hand. Oh, you would like 3 marshmallow triangles? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to write that down and put it on the pizza. All right, so they said 3 marshmallow triangles. So let me go ahead and write down my number 3. And I'm going to put a plus sign here because we're going to add this up. So I've got 3 marshmallow triangles. So I'm even going to practice drawing those shapes here. Let me go ahead and get 3 marshmallows. 1, 2, 3. I like it. My heart pizza is looking yummy. All right, let me just check and make sure they don't want anything else on their pizza. Hi there, I just put the marshmallows on your pizza. Would you like any other ingredients on your pizza today? Oh, you'd like some cheese. How many square cheeses would you like? Okay, 3. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the 3 square cheeses on your pizza and your order will be ready in 20 minutes. All right, we'll deliver it to your door. Bye. Oh, I forgot to tell them how much it costs. Maybe it's a free pizza. Okay, before I forget, how many cheeses was I supposed to put? I think they said 3. And my yellow squares are going to be my cheeses, so I'm going to draw 3 squares. So you can see we're practicing our numbers, we're practicing our shapes, we're practicing addition. So let's go ahead. Oh, I forgot to put the cheese on my pizza. Very important. 1, 2, 3. Yummy. And so we've set up a math problem here, right? We're adding all these ingredients together. So when I say 4 plus 3 plus 3, what we're going to do is count all of these pieces together and find out how many shapes we put on this pizza. Ready to help me count? All right, and now it might help you actually. So I have this nice, I've laid it out. I've got my numbers on here. So I'm actually going to put my shapes over here with my math problem. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pepperonis, tomatoes, and then let's keep counting it. Next, we're getting the triangles. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving on to my squares, and I was at 7, so let's keep counting. 8, 9, 10. Well, look at that. We made the number 10. Let me go ahead and complete my math sentence here. So 4 plus 3 plus 3 equals 10. That's a 1, 0, 10. Awesome. Let's do one more example. And this is something you can, of course, we're practicing writing numbers, we're practicing counting, practicing putting all that information together. So if you need to work together on this, that's totally okay. We can help each other out. All right, let's see. Should I take another phone call? All right, let's see. Ring, ring. Hello, this is Kelly's Pizza. Oh wait, I do have a phone. Let me use that. It's more real. Hi, this is Kelly's Pizza. How can what would you like for your pizza today? Okay, so you'd like 5 squares of cheese. Is that correct? Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna put that on the pizza. All right, they said 5 squares of cheese. So let me write down my number 5. And I'm gonna even draw in my squares of cheese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, so quick. Take your time, no need to rush. Then I'm gonna put them on my pizza. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, counting out loud is always helpful. All right, let me see if they want, what else they want. Hi, this is Kelly. I got the cheese on your pizza. Would you like any other ingredients? Oh, you'd like to know what ingredients we have? So today we have tomatoes, pepperoni, and blue marshmallows. Do any of those sound good to you? Oh, you want some blue marshmallows? 5 blue marshmallows? Okay, give me 1 second. Let me put those on the pizza. All right, so we got 5 blue marshmallows, which in my case are triangles. So that's that 3-sided shape. Let me go ahead and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I get that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I'm going to write my number 5. And just to get that extra practice, I'm going to draw 5 triangles. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let me just check real quick, make sure they don't want anything else on their pizza. All right, so I have 5 squares of cheese and 5 blue triangle marshmallows on your pizza. Would you like any other ingredients on your pizza today? No? All right, well, your order will be ready in 30 minutes and we'll have our delivery driver send it over to you. All right, take care, bye. All right, so are you gonna help deliver the pizzas? Or are you gonna make the pizza? So much work to be done here. All right, so we have another math equation here. We're adding 5 and 5. So let's go ahead and count our ingredients. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we made it to 10 again. Awesome. Well, it sounds like my tummy is making some noises. All this math pizza is making me hungry. All right, well, I'm just gonna switch my camera real quick. And here I am. Well, it was so great to share this activity with you all today, and definitely check out some of our other activities that we'll be offering this summer as part of our Summer Learning Challenge. And I hope you join me for some other videos and have a great summer. Make some delicious shaped pizza and make your brain do some exercise this summer. All right, see you later.